Hello and welcome back to Chengi's World. I am back, ladies, and so today I'm going to be talking about friendship in relationships. I want to talk about the concept of friends first. Okay, I'm going to talk about why friendship as a concept is a good thing for us to enter into relationships with, but also defining that friendship in light of the dating romantic process, because there are also dangers with approaching a dating and courtship relationship like that. So we're going to sort of define what that friendship looks like and why it's important to have a friendship mindset first. Okay, so if you want to know more about this and how you can begin to shift your mindset so that you can have more productive, healthy relationships that actually end up bringing you greater joy, keep watching right till the end. If you are new to this channel, welcome to Chengi's World. I am Chengi and you are my world. And if you guys are coming back, if you beautiful ladies are coming back again, and guys are coming back to watch me, you know I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the encouragement, the words of encouragement that you send my way. I'm so grateful that my life is helping so many of you, that my energy, that everything that I'm doing here today is really benefiting you. Share the work so that everybody else can benefit. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back. Okie dokie, let's keep it moving. So, friendship. Before I do, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to this channel so we can see each other again. Join me on Instagram and Facebook. And if you want to work with me one-on-one as your relationship love coach, just DM me on my Instagram, Facebook, or message me from my website, chengisworld.co.uk. I'll put the details below. I've got packages for absolutely everyone and everything that you can think about. Okie dokie. So let's get busy. So friendship first. This is something that I said to a friend of mine I would do because he really challenged me. I was never really somebody who was into friendship first, leading romantically with that friendship thing, because of a few reasons. One of which was, if you enter into that sort of scenario with a friendship mindset, then you might very well give over the impression to the other person that you are not romantically interested. And I have witnessed enough and been a part of enough relationships where a woman uses that friendship badge as a barrier to entry. She doesn't want that man to penetrate her shield. She's been hurt before. She's been wounded. She doesn't trust men. And so, you know, the idea that this man is going to come and into her space and begin to really touch certain areas. So it's kind of a standoffish thing, you know, friends first. And men have an aversion to being friend zoned, if you don't already know. A man's worst nightmare is to be called a friend or have it suggested to him that all you want out of a situation is friendship. It literally freaks him out. Okay, because friendship means that you have no sexual attraction to him, and if you don't have a sexual attraction to a man, then he doesn't feel like a man. He doesn't feel like he's got anything really to offer you, and it's just a kind of rejection. So no man wants to invest time or money into making a new friend when he's got a few, and vice versa. We're not out here on these streets trying to add to our friendship list, though we should be. When we engage in the dating world, what we are looking for is a lifetime friend and lifetime best friend, somebody whose company we enjoy, somebody whose conversation we enjoy, and somebody we actually like before we can even say we love them. So we are looking for that best friend that we can marry. But on the other hand, when we come with that foot of friendship first, then it can sort of be off-putting. So those were one of my major reservations. Another reservation was making a man know that you want to be friends kind of gives him a license to talk to other people and explore other avenues, because we're just friends, and it doesn't entitle the woman to really sort of make a certain emotional demand on that guy to be loyal to her and only have time for her. And whilst that, yes, is for some women is like, yeah, that's the whole point, and very much was my thing, one of the things that I realized is it also locks you from exploring other options. Now, there's nothing wrong with meeting somebody and just having that gut feeling in your soul that this is the person, that I see a future with this person, something special about this person. This person is not a casual meet and greet. This person is somebody that I genuinely can see a future with, a person that I would like to build a future with, because you sort of picked up on certain qualities. But that doesn't mean that that person is your person, and doesn't mean that you are his person. And being in that friendship season can actually allow you to have more friends, right? It allows you to explore the idea of giving an opportunity to other people, not because you're trying to do better than what you have, but because you have to be open to what else God may have for you. And if you haven't overcommitted emotionally to somebody, and if you haven't overdone it, then you are going to be open to possibly what else there is. Why? Because you don't know everything about this one person. The thing in life is, when we meet somebody, things begin to emerge, secrets begin to come to the fore, especially as they get more comfortable and feel less and less like we're going to reject them. Then what happens is they begin to unfold, and secrets start to come out, and realities start to leak out, and things that you're not so willing to say in the beginning, financial situations begin to come to light, sexual situations, whether the diseases, chronic, things that probably were not so vital to come out in the first meet, but kind of have a bearing on your future, begin to come out as you get to know this person. And that might come out at the 3-month mark, the 4-month mark, kind of at the 2nd month or 3rd month mark. And by then you have already sort of overcommitted to this person. So the only way you can come out and extract yourself from this situation is now to be the person that rejects them. Whereas if you engage with them on a friendship level, then it's not a matter of disengaging or rejection. It's just a matter of fine-tuning that relationship into a more platonic relationship than a romantic relationship. Okay. The number 2 benefit also is that the chances of you deciding whether or not you want permanence with this person, people who start off with friendship and go for that friendship and allow that information to come out within the friendship period also tend to get married quicker. Why? Because when things get sexual early, and when I talk about sexual, I'm talking about how we communicate to one another sexually, how we the whole sort of kissing, cuddling, the whole sort of sexual interaction that men and women have, or even start having sex, then the problem is the relationship begins to become a sexual relationship. And once you start having a sexual relationship, it's very difficult to get to the grit, because your body doesn't want to, your mind doesn't want to, the soul doesn't want to. You are kind of comfortable with just what's going to make your body happy. So you tend to not pursue the truth and the realities once you get sexual. And so what ends up happening is that you've sort of started this relationship, and before you have built a friendship, a rapport, a banter, and a place of comfort with sharing truth, before all your truth comes out onto the table, what you now have is a situation where you are already entangled. And so some of these relationships can go on for a year, maybe even 2 years, and end because they weren't, and find that the other person is finding it hard to make that commitment to you, because whilst you've been sexual, you've not got to know one another, and so that person, and so there's still that suspicion in one another. But if you labor hard to build that friendship and that rapport and that pure interaction between the two of you that is just full of laughter, and I'm going to define this friendship before some of you think boring, like I used to think. Boring, shoot me, it sounds so boring. I need a slog. Right. When you begin to do that, then what happens is trust is the first thing that is built, and respect is the next thing that is built. And upon these two shall a relationship be built. These are the two strong foundations of a relationship: trust and respect. That comes through friendship. Look at all the guy friends you have. You trust them and you respect them, right? You might not have sexual chemistry with them, which is why they're your guy friends rather than your boo. But if you look at the guy friends that you have a trust element and a respect element. If you look at that, you will realize that you love them dearly because you trust them. Why? Because you shared on a non-sexual level. You have been open and transparent because you were never afraid to lose them, and they have vice versa. And maybe even the information they gave you friend zoned them, and maybe the information you gave them friend zoned you. But at least what you have is a genuine relationship with that person that will probably last you a lifetime, though it might not be sexual. It's the same principle when you build on the foundation of friendship. What you are building really underneath it is trust and respect. Okay, that goes both ways, right? Now let's define what friendship means in the world of dating. Friendship that I am talking about is not buddies. We're not pursuing a buddyville. The reason why we're interacting, the reason why I'm on this date with you is in order for me to find out if there can be a romantic link, the nature of that romantic link, and whether that there is longevity to that romantic link. So I'm not building a friendship just in order to have a new friend, somebody to go to the movies with, somebody to chill out with. That can evolve after I realize actually romantically there isn't a journey. But the friendship therefore is with a view to building, to walk on a romantic journey with a heart and a desire to make a friend in the process primarily. Okay. So must you find this person attractive? Absolutely. If you find them attractive, you find them sexy, absolutely, that's important for a romantic journey to take place. But it's what we act on when we are on that date, and it's what we verbalize, and it's what we promise, and the things that we say and the things that we do. So how do we navigate this fear? First and foremost, you don't go and say, I think we should just be friends, I'm just looking for friendship. I think it sounds noble, it sounds like the right thing to do, but I think there's no reason to define anything. It is in your actions and it's in your words. The reason we end up having to define things is because the lines have become blurry. We've sort of crossed over the lines. Maybe you've sort of had some sort of sexual encounter, maybe you've kissed and cuddled and whatever, a little bit early, and now you feel like you need to just give each other that space. Then at this point you're like, okay, let's just be friends, and that can put somebody off for good. Or so it's about getting into it with the right positioning in your mind. It's about going on that date looking pretty. Then if we're going to be buddies, then you pay half and I pay half. But we're not looking for buddies. We're not looking for 50-50. We're looking for a covenant relationship. Okay. So we're looking for that relationship where the man is a man and the woman is a woman, and everybody plays their roles and is satisfying one another in light of romance, with a view to commitment, longevity, and possibly marriage. Okay, so of course when you go on a date, let him pay, let him show you, let him be a gentleman, let him open doors for you, let him compliment you, and you do the same. But what you want to do is ensure that you hold back from snogging and sort of any sort of sexual contact. That's number one, at least for the first 3 months of that relationship. Now, don't get it twisted. That is gonna be based on who you are and your beliefs and whatever it is that some people don't believe in snogging until they get married. Some people, snog on the first date because they feel they need to get that chemistry. I am talking about only when you are sure that you've received enough information, and really it takes about 90 days for somebody to be completely relaxed with you. 90 days of constant communication, for a lot of the substance of the truth to come out. So for me, the barrier is if I haven't snogged you with friends, if I haven't snogged you, I've not made you a promise. Okay. So it's about kind of holding off on that, but still letting that person know that the reason you are holding off is not because you don't find them attractive, it's because you have your reasons, right? And that you just want to sort of explore. So for instance, touching that person, touching them on the shoulders or touching them on the arm, and maybe touching them on the leg, just letting them know that I have that physical attraction to you. This is not just I'm not attracted to you, but I'm using you to keep me entertained sort of situation. Giving them a kiss on the cheek, telling them that they look, you know, when they say to you, you look beautiful, you can say, hey, you look really handsome. You can give them a compliment after, you know, you've been on a date, you know, you looked really handsome today. You know, you can send them a text during the day saying, I really like the way your eyes look when the sun is on them. They have this lovely blue or green or brown look in them. And it just, you know, it just makes me melt, and your smile just, you know, especially when it's directed to me, makes me feel really pretty. You know, you can have that sort of banter, but not sexting, you know, I can't wait to see you with your clothes off and all that kind of stuff. It's about playing and walking that fine line that leaves room for there to just be, look, I find you attractive, but I think we should be buddies, or I don't find it attractive like that anymore because of the information that I've received. You know, there are many situations where, you know, a man has revealed certain things to a woman, you know, after a few weeks of dating or so, that actually maybe he's bisexual and he also wants to date other guys as well. Now, that information could have not come out on time. That could not have come out in the first 3-4 weeks. But let's say it comes out and you're somebody who's not bisexual or bi-curious or interested, you might just decide to yourself, you know what, actually, you do you, but it's not for me. But at this point, you sort of given over and over committed, so now you have to reject that person. Whereas you can just say, well, I didn't realize that was the case, but, you know, I'm so happy for, you know, you were comfortable to tell me that, and I really treasure that. And, you know, we should definitely, you know, keep in touch, but you know, obviously that's not a lifestyle. If that is the case for you, it's not something that I'm after. It's not a relationship that I'm after. So, you know, it's better to have found out that information, and because that person is not going to be hurt as much by the rejection than if you were sort of rolling around with them on the carpet, on the floor, and making them feel like they're amazing and overcommitting about how you just really see a future with them. And now you're sort of saying, well, because they've revealed this about themselves, they're not good enough. Whereas if you had held yourself to a certain place, then they're not going to feel rejected in the same way that they would, if that makes sense. So it's about walking that fine line of letting somebody know that you do find them attractive, that you are open to pursuing something more and being more romantic with this person, but you're just not overcommitting yourself physically or emotionally too soon. Okay, so I really feel that that is the number one key to making sure that you build strong foundations, because often we are just so desperate to find somebody that we don't care about the foundations. But the problem, where there are two types of problems in the relationship world. One of them is finding love. That's a huge situation that most single people are fighting with. But then the number two is keeping love. And there are a lot of married people that cannot keep their marriages because the foundations are dodgy. So there are as many people that are lonely trying to find love as are getting divorced. Okay. And the reason for it is because we're not building on firm and strong foundations. So I want us to keep that definition of friendship in our minds, keep the attitude that I'm discussing in our minds. I'm not talking about meeting guys and friend zoning them, and sort of putting them on the kind of friend pile until you get round to them. I am talking about really navigating that with wisdom and grace, and not overcommitting emotionally, not overcommitting sexually, and just being careful in and around the conversations that you're having, that you're not turning each other on and doing these sort of things until at least 3 months into the relationship, at which point you have built enough foundations and respect to be able to talk about what this relationship is, whether you want to be in that relationship, and where this relationship is going, in which case you are able to get that commitment from this person, and you are able to give that commitment, and then it's up to you to decide how you want to navigate this relationship moving forward. Okay, but at least the foundations will be in place. Okay, because foundations are pretty much everything. We don't want to just meet a guy. We want to be able to keep him and be happy and build a life with him. So I hope this video was really helpful. If you're not clear about anything, make sure you leave a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye.